Get in, nerds. We are playing Burden of Command. We are in the process of attacking Lalonde. We've got one objective here, and three objectives back here, and this is our mandatory objective. So yeah, we got some German units over here. Quite a few, actually. Not exactly sure how we're going to deal with that. Yes, gonna need... How we're gonna deal with that is anti-tank weapons, but we'll, cross that bridge when we get there. What's the range on a bazooka? It's 4. 4 tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, this was never going to be easy. So who do we want to start with? I definitely want Rao to rally his units. Dearborne's definitely going to rally this unit, so maybe we'll start with Thompson. And we'll start by just grabbing this objective and running off into this house. Let's check the sight lines. Sight line from here all the way a straight shot that way, which is not great, to be honest. Much safer to go there through here. We can kind of get there. We got some line of sight stuff sticking around here. That's a little bit unfortunate. The other option is if I start with Stern, I could absolutely pound both of these units with MG fire. Well, I can't see them. That means they can't see me either, which is good. But I could pound this unit with MG fire. Then maybe I could send Dearborne's unit in around, because this guy has kind of limited vision over there. That's definitely one thing I could do. Stern's over here, which means... Does he have the ability to bombard this? No, he needs to be further over this way. And I've also got some tanks over here, which I actually might be able to get a lot of use out of over here against this half-track. A tank does beat a half-track most days. Actually, that's probably the better way to deal with this situation, is to use these tanks. How do I want to do this? I think I want to snag this objective and see what's here. So, this might be a mistake. If I could give him a bolster, he could get there. Can I get Thompson up into that unit by himself? Yes, he can. Alright, so that's what we're going to do. I don't know why that overstacks ping keeps happening. But it is what it is. Bolster.
Get ready to advance.
And just go ahead and get yourselves into this covered position. Decent cover in this house. Not great, but alright. And snag that objective along the way. Let's maybe just send the squad for now. Well, nah, we'll put Thompson in there as well. No, because that's going to stop me activating one of his other squads, and I don't want to do that. Just the squad. Alright, let's see how it goes. Didn't expect something to happen there. Okay. Oh! Oh no. Okay, well that's quite bad. Okay. I, definitely, beefed that pretty hard. But now I've found the enemy. So that's at least good. Can't quite hit them with this squad. But could figure out... yeah, I've really put them in a bad position here. Let's... Can't get them into cover here. I gotta put them back up here. I saw that. Something over there. Alright, so we got an enemy unit in there and an enemy unit in there. I've got one objective. So that's not nothing. Can't see how a shot looks against this unit. And no visibility this way. Let's try going across here. Okay, enemy unit over there. And are they getting opportunity fire? They are! Okay, blast it. But I'm above them and I'm in cover. So let's shoot back. They're likely even odds to win the initiative, but my suppression dealt to them is way higher. So the initiative is mine. Alright, that's the end of their turn. And now that I'm feeling a little bit more confident in the overall shape of things, let's bring this unit up.
Should have gone Navy like my brother.
Yeah, well. Hindsight is 20/20.
Go, go, go!
Alright, we'll step up to here. And then that looks very good. 9 effective suppression versus their 1. Absolutely. Beautiful. Nice. Alright, so I got them pretty thoroughly suppressed. This house is not at all suppressed. I think from here... I'm going to bring this squad in to put some hurt on this house. So, where can this house see? I actually get up to here, I can shoot from there. So, I'm going to do that, because Rao is going to be activating these other two, is going to be rallying these other 2 squads this turn. So, we'll move them here. Alright, yep. Okay. Come on, come on. I didn't shoot back. Chances look pretty alright. Can I get Captain Murphy in there to bolster them? I could, but it's going to take a million frickin' things. Oh, no, I've put this unit in line of sight from down here, haven't I? Gosh darn it. I completely forgot about that garbage. Alright. We're still going to shoot over here. I still think this is the right call. They were able to shoot back, but hopefully they'll be... They didn't do any suppression to me, so hopefully they'll be thoroughly softened up for when Dearborne comes in with an assault. Or at least someone else. I should definitely be able to do an assault. I kind of beefed this, but that's alright. These things have been known to happen. I got the enemy in pretty bad suppression, so now I should be able to come in and do some real damage. That's the end of my first go-round. Let's see what the enemy does. Okay. Nothing yet. Alright, so next we got Dearborne. I don't love bolstering this unit because I'm pretty low on juice. On attack juice. But if I bolster them, I'll be able to do a double assault through here. What would that put me at? Not clear. I'm not going to be able to do it twice. So the answer might be a rally. I think the answer is actually a rally. Which means I shouldn't do it now. I should do other stuff first. Let me see. Let's do some shooting down here. This guy is going to be able to shoot back at me because he's pretty close. I may have misjudged how to do this. Oh, that's curious. These guys won't be able to. Alright, let's see it. Let's see how it goes. Alright, they were able to shoot back. I did win the initiative. Net suppression's still not great. Haha! You didn't expect to be shot the first time, but the second time you definitely didn't. Alright, now they're down to cowering. Which means if I move in with this squad, I might be able to get over there and nail them. On the other hand, I wonder if everything over here is a little bit of a distraction, because what on earth are you? Oh, you're another one of these. Don't love that. Another one of those huge flat cannons. Urgh. How do I deal with that? Where can I see that from? Let me just look at my options in terms of being able to throw some suppression downrange. This flat cannon can only shoot this unit. And that unit is in cover. Now, in terms of my units over here, this flat cannon cannot shoot them at all. So, if I want to suppress that unit, I'm going to need to send Stern or Murphy up and around. On the other hand, if I want to suppress this MG, all I need is somebody in this line. And Stern can get there. So if I send him there... Yeah, let's send him there and put... Uh-oh. What's that? What? Johnny, what are you doing? Alright. Oh, I got smoked now. Oh, right, because I got more mortars last turn. That's fun. I forgot about that. Do I have my own other support? I don't. I only have the two mortars. So this is a larger, heavier mortar with a range of 30. And this is my mortar with a range of 20. Here we go. I learned the other day that you can shoot this way. That's not bad, actually. Very low hit chance against this half-track, but solid chance to penetrate. What if I use the... Oop. What if I use the other one? What if I use the bigger mortar? Still very... even worse hit chance, frankly. Definitely could be in a better spot with that situation. 4 suppression with this mega mortar versus with my smaller mortar, we're looking at 5 suppression. I think that's a good shot, so we'll take it. Beautiful. That's one more of Stern's action points. I'm not going to be able to get this machine gun. Well, could maybe. How far can they get? They can get up to here.
Stay down.
Which gives us coverage of those spots anyway. It's not terrible. On the other hand, what can you see, Captain Murphy? Can you see any of these fellas? Doesn't look like it. So maybe I use Stern's other shot. Maybe I put some smoke over here to cover this line of fire. And that, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put smoke over here so this this half-track can't shoot. And then I'm going to move one of Dearborne's squads in to take out that enemy squad. Cool. I got myself a plan. Before I do that, though, I got to do it like this. Smoke. Oh, but I can't see that spot. This does put a crimp in my plans. Yes. You know what? We'll just go ahead and shell this fella again. It ain't broke. Let's not be fixing it. Now, down here, I think I need to take command of this unit, because I don't want this chance to slip away. Let's hope this doesn't turn out to be a giant mistake, friends. Okay. You got more half-tracks moving in the town. Hi there, hello.
Come on.
Get ambushed, idiot. Okay, that's a real tank. This is probably bananas. Chance to penetrate is high, though. Morale's good, and we're flanking. Frickin' I'ma do it! Yes! Oh, eat shit, half-track! Panzer Grenadier these nuts! Well, there's a German officer just sitting here not doing anything. Do I get extremely stupid and greedy? Or do I go for the MG? Going for the MG seems ridiculous. Nailing an officer would be just so very good. I have a real chance of getting just annihilated if there's something else hidden around here, though. I'm gonna try it. We're going in. Don't shoot me, bro. Okay, alright. No, I deserve that. Alright, so they're in a bad spot, but we'll pull them back next turn. Still, did some extremely good work over here. Feeling pretty jazzed about that. Let's see what the enemy does. Taking out that half-track is a huge step forward. I'm getting very aggressive in the south, and I shouldn't be. Okay, I heard that. That was a rally. I think we realign Dearborne to the southern... No, I think we bring him across here, actually. But first step is going to be to rally that unit. Let's start with Rao. Let's just get him rallying his units. Oh, please. Stop that. Get out of here. Get out of here. Who? Alright, yeah, there's motor infantry in the city.
You are Cottonbalers!
And then we'll rally this unit.
Take cover.
And we'll do the same.
Aufstehen! Loose! Loose! Loose!
Now, no one can see this unit now. This unit cannot. Because I took out that half-track. Oh, I'm so pleased. Sadly, this unit can't come up and do anything. But if I activate this unit. Can I shoot it? No, I can't. I can't. I can't take him out with that MG. I can't be extremely silly and ridiculous. Alright. That's Rao. He's only got one squad that hasn't activated yet. I could take command of him, but no, these guys are in an alright spot. I can leave them where they are for now. A lot of chaos.wav happening. Let's go ahead and click off there. And next will be Dearborne. And the question I need to ask myself, alright, yeah, you better run. You better run from my low morale Cottonbalers. The temptation to bolster, to rally, push, bolster, and assault all at once is insane, but I don't think I can. I think I need to do a proper rally of this unit and let them get into action next turn.
No need to worry, gentlemen.
And I think from here, I actually want Dearborne headed south to assist with the situation down here, because he's got a... I need someone to restore morale here. I don't know why that unit became visible. Alright, we'll put him... This is the furthest he could possibly get. His only visibility over here. I think I'm alright to leave him in the open for one turn. He can't be seen. By them, so I'm feeling pretty confident in his overall ability to, I don't think these MGs are going to go anywhere. So then he can rally this unit, he can rally this unit, and then we can continue to push in the south, and that'll be really nice. So, I've got 3 more orders with Captain Murphy, and I've got a little selection of units that could potentially move. I could get this bazooka covering this road. That would be very good. They would need to come out into the light woods in order to effectively cover it, but it's a thing I could do. Bringing this bazooka out around this way would potentially be effective, because I know there's... What kind of a tank are you? You're not a tank. You're a truck. Okay, yes, that was the grayed out generic icon for unidentified vehicle. It was not an icon for unidentified armor. So let's, using Captain Murphy's turn, the other thing I could do is I could bring this MG up and get them into a position where they can, just kind of muscle them into a position where they can actually do something. I'd love to have them here to cover this road, but can I airshots cover that road? Not really. No. But I could get them a little closer. For one command point, I could get them a little closer. Same with this bazooka. Murphy's got 3 total command points. At this point, I feel reasonably confident that this area is empty of enemies. Oh, I'm still on Dearborne. My bad. I don't need to do any of this right now. But I guess no reason not to. So this bazooka... I'll send him down this way. Sheesh. This is a really risky spot. Well, it's not, actually. Because this spot doesn't have visibility to anywhere up there, so I'm gonna risk it. And perhaps, someday, I will be rewarded with receipt of the biscuit. If I take command of this unit, I could put them... Can't put them in these woods. But I could put them down here. Which would mean potentially getting them in position to shoot at somebody next turn. This spot's risky. Because this is ideally where I want them. But I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put them down here. These wheat fields do a lot of work blocking line of sight this way. No. Can't get all the way back to Lieutenant Dearborne. Alright, and I got one more action point for Captain Murphy. Let's see what the enemy does.
Move, move.
Okay,
Das
alright.
ist unsere Ehrenanstalt.
My men are undaunted. That's good.
Keep it up. Watch your flank.
Alright, let's bring the tanks in. Starting with you.
Move it up.
Alright, this might be what we consider a target-rich environment, but again, we can't be completely blasé about this stuff.
Hit the dirt.
Just check some lines of sight here. Yeah, so can only shoot there from up here.
Watch your fire. Don't give him an inch.
Let's move to here. Okay, they're spotted. That makes them afraid. It's afraid! Haha!
On your left. Hit the dirt.
And then I think
On your right.
I'm gonna send one of these tanks way off to the south here. Now let me be careful here, just make sure I don't cross the firing arc of this thing. Okay, so this thing can't see anywhere over here. So as long as I don't cross its visibility, I'll be fine. And I think there's a way up here if I use this spot.
Hit him hard.
Alright, let's get going here. Okay, alright.
Geht's, ja, Frontschweine.
Okay.
Keep moving.
A little bit of a curious situation over there. We'll continue moving over here. You can't go through Lieutenant Dearborne?
Shift fire.
That's quite curious. I'm not sure what to make of that. Huh. I always thought squads could move through lieutenants. But apparently not. Okay. So that's a little curious. Now, in terms of coverage over here, a tank here could shoot at either of these buildings without being in sight of this gun here, and actually could potentially move to any of these spots to continue to support over here. So I think I'm actually going to bring this other tank down to here.
Keep firing.
To assist with the battle over here. And I just gotta hope and pray that I don't forget that there's another 88 over there. Because my chances of forgetting there's an 88 over there are... they're not high, but they're not nothing. I'm gonna move here. Anything else over here? Doesn't seem like it. Alright. How could you not hear it approach? It's a tank. Alright, we'll leave that there. And then I think we'll put our boss tank
Take cover.
in these orchards just to make sure that he's available for whatever action is needed.
Watch your fire.
And next turn, maybe we'll try assaulting some of these units. Last thing, I'm going to get this MG a little bit closer to the action here.
Left. Reloading. Get the BAR up here.
Utilizing Captain Murphy's command points.
Hit him hard.
And that is all she wrote for this turn. Let's see if my hubris becomes the death of me. Or more likely, the death of my men. Actually, I got a few more command points with these tanks. There's one thing I could do. See if... Okay, I know. I still can't go through Lieutenant Dearborne there. That might be a bug. I tend to be maybe a little over-inclined to see things I don't like as bugs. So I'm trying to not, like, overwhelm the devs with things that realistically are probably fine. Anyway, let's call that a turn. We got a lot of turns left. We're making real good progress, though. Tanks. Another platoon of Shermans, First Sergeant Grant says, and points behind me. Battalion, hell, regiment must want those bridges pretty bad if they're sending us the good stuff. It is impossible to disagree, as 4 more American vehicles rumble down the road. Though they don't have enclosed turrets like Shermans, they do seem like they do have the same big guns and can maneuver to use them. Trouble is, they will burn.
Get those treads spinning!
What do we got over here? These are... okay. Unclear. They certainly look like Shermans to me. Now, what are my priorities this turn? None of these units can see over here. I think the answer is still to run Dearborne up and around and try to rally these 2 units.
Stay down.
Can't get this unit very far forward. How safe is this spot? Reasonably safe. So if I move them here, then Dearborne can go there and rally them. In one go. And again, that's kind of my attitude. That is so loud, sir. He can't because they moved. I'm dumb. I'm so dumb. I completely forgot. That's okay. This is as far as he can go. Now, once again, goals to make sure Dearborne doesn't wind up shot. So... the safest path... If I go here, can I then still get there? I can't. I don't need to do all that much. No, I do, actually. Alright, nerds, let's risk it for the biscuit. This might be a giant mistake. Don't shoot me, bro. No! Bastard. Oh, shit! I didn't realize that guy could even see Dearborne. Oh, that's real bad. Oh, man, I was not... Oh, I goofed that up. Oh, that was real bad. That was real bad. Alright, Southern Assault is not going anywhere fast, then. Oh, and that cost this squad their turn as well. Urgh. That's real bad. Alright, that's okay, then. This is war. These things happen. This whole situation was probably a little ill-advised. I should have checked, but I wasn't paying attention. Well, we'll see if that's the end of Dearborne. I can't activate anyone else because Dearborne was leading, but I could activate people with Captain Murphy.
Get the BAR up here.
Which I'm tempted to do. No, let's not get too buck wild. Thompson's still going and going strong.
Get the BAR up here.
We'll see what the enemy does. We'll see what we can hit. If one of these squads gets rallied, then I can pound it with the bulk of my forces up here. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to do a risky run across the street here. But with whom? I think I'm going to start with this unit.
Move!
Beautiful. And then, let's... Can I achieve flanking by assaulting here? No. Chance of this is not perfect. Let's try and make it happen.
They're waiting!
Damn it. Second time's the charm. Nice! Alright. That clears them out, which is good. Alright, that was a little dirty. I could have done that better. That's alright. Now, this squad, we're going to send... Go this way. No, they're not going to have the distance. I got to send them directly across this crossroads here.
Stay online.
It's open.
Roadblock.
Roadblock? Oh, shit! Oh my god. They got Panzerschrecked. They got Panzerschrecked right there. Oh, man. Well, sir, why don't you be humble and sit down? Undaunted, eh? Well, this isn't bad, because I found the leader of these squads, and he's sitting in a Panzerschreck that's not very effective against infantry, so I'm just going to pound his brains out with my, my MG here, and we'll see if that sorts him. Stop bolstering, nerd. Okay, their morale's still good.
Don't give him an inch. On your left. On your left.
Alright, I'm going to put Thompson in here.
Schnell!
And I'm going to rally this unit.
We're gonna send him packing.
And then next turn we'll bring Rouse squads in and deal with this situation here. Don't love that.
Keep firing. Keep firing.
Now this big gun here can only see this spot. So going around these ones is safe. This guy can't shoot. So theoretically, see how my range looks if I bolster. Okay, no, it's still going to be two go-rounds. Jen Thompson is not ideally positioned here. But I have to take out this Panzerschreck because this tank is in a very bad position. If I bolster, I might be able to make it.
Don't give him an inch.
This is Panzerschreck, this is...
Stay online.
See, I can see... I think this is a small unit that's vulnerable to assault. That's my understanding of what's going on over here. Is that absurdly greedy? If I go immediately in. No, I think I need to move another squad in here and take a shot at them. So I can shoot from here or here. Can I get either of these squads there? I can get this squad here.
Keep firing.
we're going to do is we're going to run Rao across here. They're not going to shoot me because they're not that type of weapon. And then we're going to take a shot. They're undaunted. Of course. But now they're a little bit lower in morale. And I can run in a squad that's a little bit more experienced. I can't make that happen, but I could swing on around. And with a little luck, I can assault through both of these units. Get him!
Come on. I think I got one.
Beautiful.
Stay down. On your left. On your left. I got one.
And then with a little bit more luck, I can get this unit as well. Well, as we say in the Air Force, if you're not cheating, you're not trying. I say we like that's like I'm in the Air Force. To be clear, I am not in the Air Force.
Don't give him an inch.
Alright, and then we'll send this other unit to take out this squad.
Das ist kein Austria.
Unfortunately, this half-track has coverage here. What are you? You're just a truck. This half-track does not have coverage of here. So, we'll go here. And we will assault here. And into here.
Let's get those bastards.
Nice! Alright, that's beautiful. And now if this half-track wants to say hello, we're in cover. Yeah, no. Not likely. Just turn to face them this way. Can't take command of tanks, but I could do stuff. Alright. So, that is Rao's turn. I had some smart moments and some dumb moments this time. And we're going to see how things go a little bit further in. Still got Stern fully available. But I do want to take a shot at that half-track while I've got a visual to them. This is a very good chance to hit. Low chance to win an initiative, but I can defeat their armor for sure. Let's take a look at how it looks if I aim. Not really any different. Alright. Time to get shot, idiot. Nice! Ruined indeed. Beautiful. Alright, that makes me feel a lot better about what's going on over here. Now, as long as I'm using my tanks, let's... So there's a risk if I go this way. Again, I'm kind of sending my tanks out ahead, which I don't love to do, because tanks are a little bit vulnerable to being assaulted from the side. But this boy I can put into action. Now, again, just to double check, this
Hit the dirt.
thing doesn't have any ability to go down there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send this tank in to take some shots at these MGs. If I can get all the way up to here... No, I'm not going to get that greedy. I can get to there for sure. And that's going to have to suffice. Consistent honking. As a goose with the devil after them. Again, I'm a tank. I don't care if I lose initiative with machine gun.
Fire!
Alright, that didn't do as much suppression as I was hoping it would. But that's alright. I've got the squad of other tanks. I'm not going to move them. Well, I can't move them yet because these tanks are separate squads. So we'll leave things be in the north for the moment. And we'll pass it back to the enemy. Now, it's going to be Stern next. I'm not... Stepping here was a mistake before. But they can see here as well. Both these guys are facing over here. I think I may have this MG hang tight. Well, this guy can't shoot anymore. Because he's out of juice. So if I... But again, this guy can see here. And that's the part I wasn't reckoning. Because moving this MG into the open is very, very risky. This is very solid cover. With a very weak shot that way. I'm gonna risk it. Put in the comments if I should stop risking it. Okay, they did shoot me, but I'm doing okay.
Stay down.
Okay, I took a hit. That's not great. Well, that sucks. That is not what I wanted. Ooh, that's a Panzerschreck. Ooh, that's a Panzerschreck. Ooh, I don't want there to be a Panzerschreck here. I'm gonna shoot that Panzerschreck. Panzerschreck is dangerously close to the tank I've got over here. And so this is Stern's turn. Can I, any chance I can get a visual to this Panzerschreck? I can, actually. I can get a very good visual to that Panzerschreck. Any chance I can get a visual to this MG? No. But this one, for sure. In fact... Okay, so I think I'm going to move Stern over here. By waypoints. I'm going to hope that that works. There we go. Just have him spend as little time in the visual of that MG as he possibly can. Oh, they were out of things. All right, well, I'm silly. All right, so first and foremost, get mortared. Secondly, continue to get mortared. And that's all of Stern's actions. None of his other squads are urgently needed to go somewhere, so let's see how things go from here. I can still do a little bit of mortaring with... Okay, they rallied, but that means they can't come in and say hello to my tank, which is good. Now, does this tank have the ability to shoot at any of these trucks over here? Looks like a no. So we'll leave that tank there for now until we can get Lieutenant Dearborne substitute. I've taken quite a few casualties here. This has not been some of my best generalship here. Alright. Now that this road is clear, I'm being a little precious about my tanks, because my tanks have been pretty... I've had tanks in a bad spot earlier on in this campaign, and it's been a bad mistake. So I'm being pretty careful with how I use them. That having been said, let's get these tanks up here. I'm getting a lot of armor for this battle. And we'll send this tank this way. I think I'll do... See, I didn't think I was going to get another batch of tanks, so I just kind of brought tanks in where I could bring them in.
Get the BAR up here.
Could go all the way up to get in touch with that spot. Be kind of asking to get Panzerschrecked, but it would be extremely, let's say, bold if I did that. But actually, I think it might be the right call.
Get the BAR up here.
I'm gonna do it. And we'll bring another one of these tanks in to support over here. We'll see how that goes. And these other two tanks are going to go through the center thrust here and try to do as much as they can over there. We'll just keep them pointed this way for now. Now again, I can't cross this hex with a tank because of this 88 here. So the best I can do is move them in this way. So I think that's going to be my plan for these other two tanks. Move them in that kind of covered area. I suppose I could put a tank here and just, like, shoot at these guys. Actually, that would have been a lot smarter. Let's do that. Once again, it's this spot here? Yeah, because this line. Because Stern's in that line. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a tank right in front of where Stern currently is, and then just take a shot. That'll be something useful to do with this tank this turn.
Hit him first!
Nice. Got him. Alright, now that officer is completely down in morale, which is progress for me. So now the only question is, do I move some of my other tanks in? Again, I've been very... I haven't been very conscientious with my use of armor in previous scenarios, so I'm a little bit skittish. Because armor doesn't have great visibility as well. No, I'm gonna stick with things where they are. But one thing I am gonna do is I'm gonna get Captain Murphy up into the action. I'm gonna activate this bazooka. I'm gonna get them as far into the thick of things as I can, just to provide some good anti-tank support wherever needed. And then I think I'm going to use the rest of Captain Murphy's points to get forward. Where do I want Captain Murphy? I think I want Captain Murphy in command of Dearborne's squad up here. And maybe we'll try to do something real weird and creative here. Can't rally this unit. Which is a shame, because they are a little bit low on morale. I could press them, perhaps? To get them a little bit further into the action. Because I want to come over here and deal with this MG, and I mean really deal with it. I'd be using the rest of Captain Murphy's turn. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do.
Just another road, another town.
Let's bolster them as well.
It's a hard fight, but we've seen worse.
And I'm stupid, because now I can't take command of them. Oh, so good at video games. Heck yes. Oh, what a hero. Alright. I guess I could still activate these tanks. Let's just move this tank a little bit forward so that they're prepared to respond to whatever situation should arise. And that'll be turn 4, and that'll be the end of the episode. We're making good progress through these suburbs and toward the city center. I'm feeling reasonably confident. I know things are kind of a shit show down here, but I got my armor support. And things are looking pretty alright about it. Maybe I'll just take another shot over here, as a treat.
Shift fire!
Fire!
I
don't care if you shoot it back at me, I'm a tank.
Tell my wife I love her.
Alright. Alright, that's the end of my turn. Whew. Alright. Beginning of turn event. Doesn't look like there is one. So. Alright, well that is the end of the scenario. Or, not the scenario. That's the end of the episode, my nerds. I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun. And I will see you on the other side.